Roger from American Dad is an undisputed master of disguises. This alien has stacked up so many personas that even he has lost track of them.
Oh, is Ramage here?
Kevin, one of your little friends is at the door. Can I go out with you and Kevin tonight? Brandon, leave my friends alone. My family sucks. What do you want, Gutenberg?
Different names, different jobs, different crimes. At this point, it's less a wardrobe and more a psychological situation. But here's the real question. Which are his most insane personas? Let's find out. And we're starting with the most hated, most unhinged, and most wanted one of them all, Ricky Spanish. Even Roger had no idea how much damage this particular character had caused. Not until a caterpillar chewed holes through some old costumes did he uncover one more outfit stuffed in a trash bag at the back of the closet. That alone should have screamed bad news.
And it's lovely. Why did I ever stop wearing this?
Well, what character is it for?
I can't remember. I'm taking this show into town.
He puts the costume on and steps into the street. Instantly, something feels off. People stop and stare, but it's not curious or confused stares. It's the kind of looks you reserve for the worst human being you have ever seen.
Damn, I look good in this. Tilda Swinton good. That's him.
Son of a bitch!
And that's saying something, because Roger on his own is already a problem. But this wasn't just Roger, this was Ricky Spanish. And he was by far the worst of them all. The sheer menace he unleashed the last time around was exactly why Roger had buried the costume in a trash bag and tried to forget it ever existed.
Who is Ricky Spanish?
The worst persona I've ever done.
Oh, come on.
It's true. Or worse, everyone hates Ricky Spanish.
Ricky Spanish.
But when it comes to being an actual threat, I mean real danger, Ricky Spanish doesn't even come close to Roger's next persona, Professor Dudley Dingleberry. For this persona, Steve was trying to enter a school talent show and needed help. So who does he go to? The talented Roger, who decided to help him put together a ventriloquism act. The ventriloquist persona is, of course, the talented Mr. Dingleberry, and everyone was impressed by his performance.
Well, knock on wood, Ed, am I right?
But soon the costume takes over Roger, and Professor Dingleberry goes from being just a ventriloquist to something far worse. Turns out he's also a psychopath who'd really do anything to win, even if it meant taking out Steve's competitors one by one.
Help! Somebody!
But just when you think it can't get any worse, we get to his next persona, Little Bonnie Ramirez. In the episode Little Bonnie Ramirez, it seemed Roger had lost his talent at putting on disguises, but that was not information anyone was to comment on. However, Francine makes the tiny mistake of telling Roger about it.
Have you lost your edge?
How dare you? I'm the same old Roger I've always been.
I don't know.
That was not a tiny mistake. It was huge, because Roger decided to make her public enemy number one in a twisted missing persons case. And you might ask yourself, how? Well, Roger resurrected one of his old personas, Little Bonnie Ramirez, a pageant queen who mysteriously vanished many years ago. But here's the twist. Everybody had thought Bonnie had been kidnapped, but Roger knew the truth. Well, because he was Bonnie all along, and he was now back to frame Francine as the cold-hearted kidnapper who had been hiding the girl all this time.
Bonnie's alive and that woman kidnapped her!
Yes, it is me, Little Bonnie Ramirez. Someone please free me from this monster.
But if you think that's the craziest persona Roger has pulled off, wait until you see this one, Tearjerker. Tearjerker was not just an ordinary character. He was a full-blown James Bond level villain, and Stan was a 007 type agent assigned by his boss, Bullock, to stop him. Stan's mission was to infiltrate the set of an arms dealer, suddenly turned movie producer Tashaki Schmier, which of course was Klaus the entire time. But while in Tunisia, Stan discovered that the real main villain was Tearjerker, a business tycoon who had been abducting celebrities from his spa and replacing them with celebrity robots that go on to make absolutely terrible movies.
It's a robot!
The robot McConaughey went haywire, sir. He is kaput.
Well, Professor, it appears your crappy robots still malfunction when they drink milk.
The madman's dream of a milk-proof robot!
I can name a couple of celebrities that are actually doing terrible movies, and I'm pretty certain it's not a robot that's acting in their place. Tearjerker had a grand plan, though. I mean, every villain has to have one. If no one would take you seriously, Tearjerker's ultimate evil plan was to release a box office movie, Oscar Gold. But his goal was not to win the Oscars. It was a film so heavily sad it could make millions of viewers cry themselves to death. Literally.
The film is opening on 500,000 screens. With all the crap I'm releasing against it, people will have no choice but to see Oscar Gold. They will cry and die.
That was Tearjerker's plan, but now I'm thinking whether a certain director isn't Tearjerker in disguise after all. If I mention names now, you'll call me a conspiracy theorist. So let's move on to Jeanie Gold. Jeanie Gold is the person you call when you want to make your wedding a glam. At least that's what she says she does. So in the episode Shallow Vows, when Francine and Stan, and Francine's 20th anniversary was coming up, Roger, dressed up as his persona Jeanie Gold, offered to help plan their wedding renewal to make the moment very, very special.
Who's that?
Jeanie Gold, wedding planner. Everything you need for last-minute snafus. Fake hymens for those not-so-well-behaved Middle Eastern brides.
Jeanie Gold really took her job seriously, but then again, Roger never half commits to any persona. So, with Jeanie Gold, it was the same thing. As a wedding planner, it means she was going to ensure everything went smoothly, and not even the kids were excluded.
I wanted to discuss the gift you're buying your parents for their anniversary.
Forever yours, S. They'll know.
You'll do better than a card.
Leave us alone, Roger.
I don't want you bruised for the photos. That's how good I am. Now find a meaningful gift.
Jeanie Gold was such a menace that the kids decided that they were going to run away just to escape her, even if it meant missing their parents' anniversary. They must have been really traumatized. But running away does not mean you have fully escaped Roger's personas, because next up we have Valak. So when Steve and Haley refused to play ball by getting good gifts for their parents, Jeanie didn't bother herself to discipline them to do the right thing. Roger outsourced that duty to another persona of his, Valak.
And next time you'll be dealing with Valik.
Who?
Listen to Jeanie or I cut you.
That alone was enough to strike fear into Steve and Haley, but somehow they were still unable to get a proper gift for their parents. Like, how do you screw up something so simple as that? So it was basically no surprise that when they presented what they had gotten to Jeanie, she was so disappointed that she made good on her promise of having Valak deal with them.
You could put it in a curio case, you could sew with it.
This boy is to die first.
This went on until Steve and Haley, unable to cope anymore, finally fled the country to escape Valak.
That maniac Valik will never find us here.
Interestingly, some of Roger's personas are the ones who end up running away themselves. Renegade is the perfect example. So in this episode, Oratron Trail, Roger realizes that his deep fear is losing the Smiths. It got so bad that even when they all gathered to take a family photo, it only made him more emotional. Aw, that's heartbreaking.
Are you talking about Oregon Trail?
No, it's not. Because even if you don't drown or starve to death, you're human, so I'm gonna outlive you all. I don't need some denim-clad reminder of when I was stupid enough to care about you.
And so Roger's solution to escaping his feelings for the Smiths was to fake his death and start a new life as a renegade.
I was a man with a family who realized I was going to outlive that family. Set out on my own, keeping everybody at goose-length distance. Whoa!
The renegade should probably invest in some driving lessons. The crazy part of this was that Roger believed his new persona was a friendly neighborhood superhero of some sort, and he even went around claiming to be so until the time came to prove it.
Who's the renegade? This guy?
Fries. You promised to help us. Would a coward do this?
Renegade.
What a fraud. But the bigger fraud is this next character, Chantilly Dubois. So Stan had always had a complicated relationship with his dad. He thought the man was some kind of big shot secret agent, only to find out he was actually a jewel thief who abandoned him as a kid. Then one day, while Stan and his family were having movie night, the channel switched to a live broadcast of a high-speed chase. And the jewel thief on the run is none other than Stan's dad.
Stan, your dad!
The driver has now been identified as Jack Smith, bus driver and seasonal evil spirit of Christmas. Here we go! Oh, they got him! Yes, right in the face!
Now that's a trauma that's never leaving you, watching your old man face the firing squad on TV. At first, Stan fought so hard to deny the trauma he was holding back in, even on the day of the funeral. He was busy playing a band gig.
I said stop, Jeremy! Are you kidding me? You rushed the verse. You left us back there. You just sped away. I was never good enough for you, and boy, did you let me know it. Jeremy!
Sure, Jeremy must have really messed up. Stan stayed indoors and kept crying his eyes out like a kid. That's what happens when you've got unresolved childhood abandonment issues. And now the person responsible is gone forever, and you'll never be able to get some things off your chest. It was very frustrating, and the family had no idea how to help Stan until Roger showed up.
Hi, Chantilly Dubois, world-class medium. We need to throw Stan a seance.
You really think you could get in touch with Jack?
But I do a couple fun things. Flickering candles, little magnets to make stuff wiggle. Stan only has to believe we can contact spirits. Stan can finally forgive his dad.
So, can we say this Dubois was a dubious and fake charlatan? They got Stan to come try it out, the medium as a means for him to communicate with the ghost of his dad. It was all supposed to be mind games on Stan, just something to give him hope and help him deal with his grief. But then things don't always go the way we planned them.
We call on Jack Smith. Please commune with us. Shit, I might be the real deal.
Okay, so she actually pulled it off. Not a fraud after all. The next Roger personality? Mrs. Weinsteinopoulos. In one episode, Stan realizes the sad way that no one cares about his stories. The man likes to blab on and on forever, but his endless storytelling all seems to click when he has to teach a CIA class in place of Bullock, and suddenly every student was hanging on to his every word.
It appears one way in the credits and another on the wiki page. What are you doing?
Taking notes.
Are you making fun of me?
No, I'm just assuming anything you say could be on the test, and we need to know.
Everything I say is super important.
You've got to feel for those kids, because they were about to be bombarded with the most boring stories mankind had ever had in the misfortune of hearing. Stan completely ignores teaching the students the curriculum for their tests. It had to take the intervention of one of the parents to set him straight.
Monkophiliacs, it's your boy Tony Shalhoub!
I want to make sure I didn't miss any.
They're hanging on my every word. I feel so alive.
It's always crazy trying to understand how he manages to create personas that have fully functioning lives and histories. How does he keep them all in order? That's a mystery. I may have to make another video for just to explain. If you are enjoying this video so far, then click on the like button and also subscribe so you can see cooler videos from me. Thank you. Now, back to Roger as Mrs. Weinsteinopoulos. He had shown up to complain to Stan that he wasn't teaching the boys anything at all. And the next time, she took the compliment to a more senior officer.
Dean, Professor Smith, Ms. Weinsteinopoulos is concerned you aren't teaching her son anything.
I was helping little Dimitri with his CIA flashcards last night.
Spider monkeys rule forever times infinity.
Oy vey, I smell some funky hummus.
What the hell, Smith? Midterms are in 2 days.
But for someone supposedly devoted to her child, she didn't even know 3 basic facts about him. And yet, Roger still pulled it off. Moving on to Dr. F. Lance Schuman. In the episode American Data, Steve and his friends look for a job to make some easy $100. And they decide to show up for an ad they saw in the newspaper.
I'm Professor F. Lance Schuman, and as a scientist, the most important thing to me is data. This is a prison experiment. Half of you will be prisoners, about how your roles at the prison affect how you treat each other.
On the surface, the job sounded really easy. All they had to do was act as prison guards. How hard could that be? Well, not when Dr. Lance brought in real prisoners for his experiment.
As long as you keep an eye on them and promise they won't get out. Because you guys are guards. Meet Fang, Bonesaw, and Nathaniel. Experiment back on. This is incredible.
The experiment got completely out of hand, and soon Steve and his friends were imprisoned by the prisoners, along with Dr. Schuman. But while the kids were all mourning their freedom and wondering what they were going to do to escape, Dr. Schuman, on the other hand, was losing his mind because of being separated from his dearly beloved.
Whoa, is Dr. Schuman okay?
You got anyone waiting for you on the outside?
Okay, you rest up, buddy.
There's a little pocket on the inside for papers that you don't know where they go yet.
Geez, I guess you should never separate a professor from his notebook. But the bigger twist to all of this was when Steve ditched his friends to escape all by himself. But by the time Steve went through the tunnels and came out, he realized the entire thing had been part of Dr. Schuman's experiment all along.
Pshaw, white collar. Their real names are Frank, Bernie, and Nutcutter.
The only real part was when you ditched your friends.
Real f***ed up. Help yourself to some pizza. All that's left is the barbecue chicken.
Up next is a rather interesting persona that had Roger himself really shocked for a while, Sidney Huffman. This one is a whole case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, if any of you are familiar with it. So Roger's credit card is maxed out, and he is certain it's identity theft, but the culprit is one Roger would have never suspected. The person responsible is someone named Sidney Huffman.
Sir, your card was declined because you exceeded your credit limit.
What?
That's right. It was purchased by a co-signer on your account, Sidney Huffman.
I can't have you lying on the floor and making phone calls.
Whoever that Sidney was, he was sure going to get a taste of Roger's wrath. And so Roger began planning to destroy Sidney's life by ruining his employment, telling lies to Huffman's girlfriend and ruining his relationship. That wasn't enough. He was then going to sneak into Sidney's house to burn it all down when he saw something that made him freeze.
Oh, look, this must be a photo of the sap. Oh, my God. I'm the sap.
The crazier part was that Sidney was the better behaved and more civilized persona. He literally works as a polite Bible salesman and was planning to propose to his girlfriend to settle down well before Roger came and ruined it.
Would you do me the modest favor of making me the happiest man on earth?
I never want to see you again, let alone marry you.
That's what Sidney had to suffer from Roger's hand. But at the end of the day, both were the same person, and Roger was simply screwing up his own life. Next on the list is Legsman. This is Roger's crime-fighting alter ego. He pairs up with Steve for them to form the detective duo Wheeless and Legman, but they hardly go about solving any real crimes at all.
That is not what brought my associate and I.
Me. The man's a writer.
Allow I to introduce we.
Best idea for your next book.
There's also Roger as Hazel Bazels, a documentary director. He was supposed to be the one to direct a movie that was to save Francine and Steve's reputation.
When's your documentary gonna be done?
You don't know I switched projects about a month ago.
You did?
Have you been down to the basement lately? It's a real weird scene down there.
Are you kidding me?
Gordon, will you run down to the bodega and grab me some kind of yummy chip? Actually, no, just bring me a pasta.
The way his personas don't make any logical sense is one of the things that just makes it funny. Because in addition to being a documentary director, Roger is also a personal fitness coach. In the episode 1, Woman Swole, Francine felt bad for quitting the gym and being tagged a quitter. So she went back and got herself a coach and got totally built.
And the last 3 family movie nights have been P90X workout videos. Roger, why he's dressed like a park ranger.
Now Stan totally enjoyed his new Francine very well until he couldn't keep up with her full commitment to it anymore. But nothing was going to get Francine to quit. That's when Roger suggested that they could defeat Francine mentally by training to be the more muscular one. And who else to guide Stan through such a straining but Roger's own fitness coach persona by the name Tammy Two-Piece.
Please welcome Stan Smith and Tammy Two-Piece.
Another of Roger's personas is Dick Keebler. In the episode Demolition Daddy, Snot wanted to know about his father, but his mother won't say a thing about the man. And well, guess who was Snot's dad's best buddy back in the day? Roger, of course.
The best. He was always slamming into everybody.
That sounds bad.
I was your dad's spotter. His eyes and ears out there. Car! Car! Holy crap, there she is!
We also have the time. Roger was also an ice hockey legend. Czechs Lemonux. So while Stan was showcasing his display case of Heroes to Steve, which included the 1980 U.S. Olympic hockey team, Roger passed by and casually mentioned how all of that is like a throwback picture for him.
Hey, look at that! Can you believe me and this group of jagoffs won the gold?
Stan refuses to buy the whole story of Roger actually winning a gold medal, so Roger has to prove it, and the best way to do that is by dragging Stan to the players' reunion, where he can see it for himself as everyone welcomes Roger as their legendary Czechs Lemonux.
Roger is my hero.
Ah!
You can practically feel how crushing that moment is for Stan. Not even your favorite faceless YouTuber doing a face reveal comes close to this level of disappointment. At this point, though, the entire Smith family should have accepted the truth. Roger can be anyone. Arguing with him is a waste of time. If he says he is Baxter, an English literature college professor, just agree with him.
I'm Professor Guggenheim. Wait, is there another G? I'm Professor Baxter, and you'll be respecting me this semester.
What are you doing?
You may have thought this class was about literature. You were wrong. This class is about life.
He is also a businessman by the name Mr. Sugar, running an illegal bag company, and was brought into court to be prosecuted for his crimes.
Mr. Sugar, how do you explain this photo of you and counterfeit merchandise?
You know what's not counterfeit in that photo?
For the fake handbags, that this is you!
That's him, all right, but he is also Dmitry Krochmyokov, competing in a wrestling competition.
And Dmitry...
Krochlikmyov. Dmitry Krochlikmyov.
1, 2...
Use your legs!
Or he can be Frank with a lovely wife and kids. With all that tension happening in the car,
We're sticking to the plan. Then I'm gonna go check out that belt sander I saw on Craigslist.
I think they both need to take couples therapy. But then, why bother seeing a therapist when Roger himself is a therapist? Meet Dr. Penguin.
There we go, shoot.
Dr. Penguin, I'm still hiding my new girlfriend from my mom and dad.
That's normal, a teenager embarrassed of his parents.
It's more than that.
This man can really pull off any character, because the same office he uses as Dr. Penguin can also be rented by another of his personas with a whole frickin' different backstory.
I need to talk to Dr. Penguin.
I'm renting Dr. P's office while he's dead or still at Sundance. My trainer got me to go keto. I love it. Never had more energy.
It only gets weirder and weirder, but somehow Roger still manages to pull it off every time. So now, I want to hear from you. Which one of these personas is your favorite, or which one made you laugh the most? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this and want to see more videos like this, click the like button and subscribe. It helps a lot. Thank you.